Hi, my name is Kimberly Leal. I'm introducing Group 1's Pocket Mechanic system that we are implementing with the Meineke Auto Company. The basic system in place right now for Meineke is, there really isn't a system. You go into the store, you talk to the receptionist, tell them what it is you want done. They'll give you a basic estimate on time. You can either wait in the lobby or drop off your car. When your car is done, they will either come get you or call you, and then you come pay. That is it. With the Pocket Mechanic, what will happen is you will receive updates on your car when it's being taken back, when it's being worked on, and when it's being completed in real time, so that you can know better what is happening with your car. This will allow the customer to not only be involved in their car maintenance, but to also free up some of their time while they are waiting for their car to be completed. And in the long run, hopefully, increase customer satisfaction.
Hi, I'm Niaz, and I'm going to talk about how the system exactly works. So to give you an overview, it's going to be a cell phone app primarily, and we also have the ability to send text messages to people who don't have a cell phone, a smartphone. So you basically go into a Meineke store like you would usually do and set up an appointment with the help of an employee. And if the time you requested is available, they'll send out a confirmation saying that you can drop off your car at that time. And when you do drop off the car at that particular day and time, the mechanic is going to keep on constantly updating the system to give you an update of the status of the car work that's been done. And once it's complete, you will also be able to get an estimate of how much it would cost, and then you can go and pick up the car whenever you have the time. That's pretty much about the entire brief idea about the system, how it works. And if you want to look a little more into detail, you can take a look at the conflicts diagram and the use case diagrams. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Adrian, and I'm going to be talking to you about the controls that we're implementing into our system. The first control that we're implementing is one that restricts our system to be strictly used within the Meineke store. This is going to use networking capabilities and IPs that will only allow certain devices to connect to the system to allow mechanics to update what's going on with the cars. The second control that we're implementing is one that allows mechanics to spend as much time as possible on the repairs. This will be implemented by making it very simple to update the status of the repairs. So a mechanic will be able to go in, choose that he wants to update the status by pushing a button. Next, he'll select the job that he wants to update. Then within that job, he'll be able to select what the status is currently, and then he'll be able to submit it. This will keep the time down very low and will allow them to spend as much time as possible on the vehicle. The third control that we're implementing is one that allows customers who may not have a smartphone the ability to get updates in regards to their vehicle. So they can receive a text that'll say your car will be ready in this amount of time, or if it already is ready, it'll inform them of that as well. The next control that we're implementing is one that shows the average amount of time that a repair is supposed to take. So if they need a brake change or oil change, it'll give them an average time that it may take before it's completed. The next control that we're implementing is one that allows managers and mechanics the ability to look at previous repairs that have been done. If a customer comes back into the store and they, for whatever reason, they're still having problems with their vehicle, the mechanics will be able to look it up and say, okay, this is what's been done in the past, this is possibly what we need to do now. And the last control that we're going to implement is one that allows the mechanics to update the status of the repair in case there is any new work that needs to be done. So the customer will receive a message and ask them to call the store in order to approve the repair or decline it, or let the mechanic know what to do next.
Hi, I'm Tyler Walker, and I'm going to be going over the interface that the customers and the employees will both be using. We're going to go over the employees' interfaces for Pocket Mechanic first. The first screen that pops up is going to be the main selection screen. It's going to be only for employees. and they'll have an option of 4 different choices. One is to add a new work order. One is to update an existing work order as far as the progress of that job. One's to review a past job, whether it's a manager wanting to see how long a job took, or they need to look up something for a customer. And the last one is going to be if they found a new problem. The second screen that I'll be covering is the input new customer screen. It's where when a customer comes and signs in and wants to get some work done, an employee can input them into the system so they can start getting updates. They're going to fill out the customer's first name, the customer's last name. There'll be the car manufacturer, that's a drop-down menu. It'll have every single car manufacturer that they service. Then it'll have the car model. Say it's a Honda, then it'll pop up and you can be able to select Civic. And then you'll input the year of that car. Then you'll input the customer's phone number. Then it's going to have the different work that can be done that Meineke shop offers. And those are going to be checkboxes so they can select multiple. And then they will submit it. It'll add them into the system, and the customer can start checking their progress. The next screen that I will be covering is the Select Job for Update screen. Whenever they click on the Update Current Job on the selection screen, it'll bring them here, and it will list all current jobs, whether there's 1 or 5 in the queue. So it'll show the work order number, the customer's last name, and the vehicle's make, model, and year. And they will select one of those, and it will take them over to the Update Current Job screen. The next screen that I'll be doing is the Update Current Job screen. It's going to show the work order number, the customer's last name, and the car, make, model, and year, just to confirm that's the one that they want to update. And then it's going to list out the different jobs that are needed to be completed, whether it's an oil change or a tire, a rotation, and there'll be little check boxes. If one's already completed, it'll already be checked, and they can go and say they already have done the tire rotation, and now they just finished the oil change. They can click on the oil change, it'll check the box, they'll submit it, and then it'll send out an update to the customer. So the next screen that I'll be covering is the Found New Problem screen. From the main selection, they will click Found New Problem, and it'll pop up another screen where they will enter the work order number for the car they found a problem on. They'll enter the customer's last name for that specific car, and then they'll enter a brief description of whatever that problem may be, whether they found that the air filter is really dirty, or they found that a tire has a hole in it. And then they'll click submit, and that'll send it out to the customer and give the customer the option of calling back, showing up at the store, in order to figure out if they want to get this fixed or not fixed. The next screen I'll be covering is the Review an Old Work Order screen. From the main selection menu, they'll select Review an Old Job, and then it'll come up with a search bar. They'll search by work order number, and then it will pull up that work order number. And from that, it'll pull up the work order number, the date that job was completed. It'll pull up the last name for that customer, the first name for that customer. It'll list out the work done. For example, it'll list out oil change, tire rotation, and a new battery. It'll say what time of day that job was completed, say 11:36 a.m. And then it'll show the elapsed time for that job, from the time that car was brought into the shop and to the time that it's done. And then it'll also show the cost of that job. And then there'll also be an option to print that page so that they can keep it for their own record, just say a customer wants a copy of it. So the next screen I'll be covering is for the actual mobile application that the customers will be using. It's a very simple, quick and easy to use application. In order to sign in, they'll either put their first and last name and their phone number in, and it'll go out and find them from the database, or they can go ahead and insert the work order number or the ticket number and find their car that way. From that screen, it'll pull up their current progress of their car. It'll display their ticket number. It'll display the date. It'll list out what work's being done, say oil change and tire rotation, and then it'll list out the progress of each of those jobs. So it'll list out say the car was brought into shop, oil change, tire rotation, and then the car's ready. And then for each of those jobs, it'll display time completed, what time they brought you into the shop, what time they finished the oil change. And then below that, it's going to have the estimated time of completion. It will say there's just a tire rotation left, and a tire rotation average is 60 minutes. It'll say the average or the estimated time of completion is 16 minutes. And it'll also display what time that roughly that the car should be ready to go.
Alright, so I'm Nick Lawrence. So I'm just going to be kind of outlining the benefits of what my colleagues have talked about, as well as adding a few others. So the main reason we came up with this idea was to increase customer satisfaction at the MinuteKey. The easiest way to do this is going to be because it's going to increase the accuracy and the estimated time remaining. So when you go to a mechanic shop and you drop off your car, they're going to say, oh, well, it might take anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours. I mean, it's kind of hard to say when, depending on what services happen, what complications happen, and if there are other cars in front of you. And with the real-time updates that our application or tech system provides, it's going to allow you to actually see how long it's really going to take, which will also increase customer loyalty. This is also going to give a competitive advantage to MinuteKey that not many other companies will have. So using this app will keep the employees off the phone, because it's just going to be a text update and update through the application on the computers. And it's also going to be a lot simpler to use for them. So as opposed to having to stop what they're doing completely, go to the register, find the customer's phone number, call them, say, hey, we're done. Would you like us to do these extra services that we offer or that the car needs? It'll just update straight through the app and give them a lot more time to actually focus on the cars.